Allow me to break the ice.
Now that The Batman Part 2 has officially been announced under DC Elseworlds, the running theory, or at least the fan theory, is that Mr. Freeze may be the main villain. But with Batman the Brave and the Bold also being announced, I'm suddenly kind of conflicted. What I'm really trying to say is we need to talk about Mr. Freeze. What's up everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. If you're new to my channel, I like to talk about all things movies and television, and I also like to keep things chill. As you all probably know, Mr. Freeze has basically been selected as the favorite for Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2. But now that the DCU is upon us with Batman the Brave and the Bold, I feel like it begs the question. What would you rather happen? Do we want a grounded version of Victor Freeze? Or since the DCU is gonna have much more leeway with the fantastical elements, would you prefer that? I was thinking about this the other night, and I just felt like I wanted to make a video about it because I'm very interested just to hear everybody's different perspectives. I also want to say that I really enjoy making this style of content, and so if you're enjoying it too, please let me know that down in the comments. And also feel free to subscribe. I'm getting really close to 10,000 subscribers, and so I just want to say thank you so much for all of you that have supported me this far. Jones Vibes is a passion project of mine, and I love making content and talking about movies and TV, so. But back to Mr. Freeze, and I will say that he's not for certain. Like I said, it's only the fans right now saying that he's the villain of the Batman Part 2. But personally, aside from the Joker, Mr. Freeze has my favorite story for a villain within DC. What Matt Reeves did in The Batman with the Riddler was awesome and also very grounded. He made it believable. We've had a lot of that in the past 15 years with the Nolan films as well. But back to Reeves, if Freeze is the main villain, I can imagine you would use the story of him and Nora as the emotional crux, but instead of Victor being only able to live at sub-zero temperatures, maybe he's just like badly scarred or something, or he wears a suit to protect himself from some sort of freeze weaponry that he develops. But I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if he had like a freeze gun, it would be more of like a cold freeze spray type gun. You know, the Reeves trilogy is now said to be heavily embracing that detective side of things, just like the first one did. So I'm sure he could come up with a crime scene and Bruce goes there and there's water everywhere and it's all one big puzzle, kind of like the Riddler. And then with the way that Reeves writes, I'm sure he could use the husband and wife story really well because Mr. Freeze is a villain that you have a lot of empathy for. We all understand the pains of loss, and with how much they did in The Batman with Edward Nashton's backstory, I just feel like they could adapt this into something really powerful. But with all that being said, and with how great that could be, they're still kind of missing out on an entire side of the sandbox or icebox. If they chose to use Freeze in the new DCU, you could lean heavily into all the elements that make him so great in the comics and movies, all the while still giving that same emotional depth to the character. It's just the comics and movies are so great, and there's so much that you could play with. You could probably even add in the polar bears, what was Notchka and Shaka, and you could also add in the Freeze goons like they had in Batman and Robin. And I know, look, Batman and Robin wasn't the best movie in the world, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was fun, and also just like the freeze tech that they had in that movie was great. Even just the overall aesthetic of it all. Like, I would be really excited to see something like that. I'd love to see people getting frozen and unthawed and Mr. Freeze showing up in this massive suit with his glowing red goggles. Like, that would be so dope. It's kind of the same way that I feel with characters like Poison Ivy and Clayface. A grounded version of those characters could be cool, but like I said, if they're gonna do it in live action, I almost would prefer that they lean all the way in. Like I said though, and I do want to make this very clear, I love The Batman, and I'm so excited for the Reevesverse. I also have absolute confidence that all three of those movies are gonna be amazing. If the first one is any indicator, like, we don't have much to worry about, but the announcement of another Batman has just made things kind of interesting. And so this is where you come in. Please stop right now and take a second and think about it. Which way would you want Mr. Freeze to go? And then let me know that down in the comments. I really just want to gauge the fan base and kind of see how everybody's feeling. But also, if you thought that this video was chill, hit that subscribe button because there's more content like this on the way. And also hit that like button. It's a completely free way to show that you're vibing with Jones Vibes, and I would really appreciate it. But anyway, will the next live action version of Mr. Freeze be grounded or fantastical? I guess we'll see.